Hello, today I want to show you how we make a DHCP server, and sorry about the phone signal. I already made a virtual machine, but for a little repetition I'm gonna show you again how we set up our IP, our name change, time zone and joining to our domain. So here's the new server. I made a DHCP01. We enter local server, time zone, change time zone, Stockholm. IP address, right click, we turn off version 6, we only want version 4 in this example. We're gonna use a static IP. Let's make it 21. 255.255.255.0. And default gateway, we still don't have it, but we will get it. And DNS server is our domain controller. So let's put in our IP address for domain controller. And let's see if we can ping our domain controller. So if you didn't see, I pressed here. You can also press your Windows key and write CMD and then ping 10.100.0.11. We have a reply. Okay, so now we're gonna press computer name, change, and I'm gonna write here DHCP01, and we're gonna join the domain at the same time. And now we need a invite, and like last time, the user Lila is gonna invite us. Welcome to the Reda local domain. And now we need a restart. Sometimes you will get an error if you change the name and join the domain at the same time, but do not fear, it's no problem. Okay. And we want, of course, our domain admin. Now if we go to, firstly I will change this so I don't have to log in all the time. Now if we enter tools, in our domain controller, tools, Active Directory users and computers, here we'll find the new DHCP01 server, and let's make a new organizational unit in Stockholm. Call it servers, and let's put this here. So here we are, our DHCP01 server. Let's go to manage, add roles and features, next, role based or feature based, next, and we're gonna locate the DHCP server. Yes, sure, why not? Okay, so firstly we're gonna make a new switch. Actually, I want to do a new switch that we will call, it will be private again, why not, for this exercise. It will be reda. Oj. I pressed wrong key. It will be reda and then remote. So like this is the servers area of the office, and this is like the office where you have the actual computers, work computers. So I'll show you later on how we're gonna do that. Let's go back. Use the so this is the DHCP post installation configuration wizard. Specify the credentials to be used to authorize this DHCP server in Active Directory domain services. Reda administrator, very good. Okay, and now tools, DHCP. Here we have it. And we want here, we want a new scope. So I'm gonna make a scope for Reda servers, and this is for the Windows computers or Linux or whatever work computers that will be in our servers, on our server switch. So this is the, you define the scope address by identifying a set of consecutive IP addresses. Enter. Okay, so enter the range of addresses that the scope distributes. 10, 100, and maybe 51. Oh, 0, 51. And let's end it at like 100. Length. This is wrong. That's 24. And this is what we want to exclude, and we don't need to do this. And this is the duration. Look here. Least durations should typically be equal to the average time the computer is connected to the same physical network. For mobile networks that consists mainly of portable computers or dial-up clients, shorter least duration can be useful. Likewise, for a stable network that consists mainly of desktop computers at fixed locations, longer least durations are more appropriate. I think we can do one day. Okay, to add a router, we're gonna make a router as well, so I'm gonna add the address for it. 10.100.01. I'll show you how we do this. Okay. So now we made the DHCP server and we made a scope. Yes, and later on we'll make a new scope for the remote switch. But this is good for now. Let's close this. And that was it. That was the creation of the DHCP server. So now we're gonna make the router. And I need to create a virtual machine for it. Let's call it router. So router Reda. Let's connect it to our servers. 20 Windows. Finish. Okay, so here again we have our new server. This is going to be our router. So like always, let's change our time zones, our IP address, and our name and domain. So that should set us up. And when we get in, we're gonna install a new role. Okay. So here is our local server, router 01, Reda local 10.100.01 Stockholm. Okay, manage, add roles and features, next, 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 remote access, I think. Yeah, remote access. We want routing. You get both of them, no problem. And then we have to enter all our other computers and servers and change the default gateway to this one, 10.100.01. So let's do that. Domain controller ncpa.cpl, right click, Internet Protocol version, properties, 10.100.01. And now in our DHCP we need to change as well the default gateway. ncpa.cpl, ten 100.01. Sign out. So here we have our router Reda. Okay. Open the getting started wizard. And we want deploy VPN only. Okay, configure and enable routing and remote access. Custom, NOT LAN. We want NOT and LAN routing. Static routes, show IP routing. So this is correct. So let's see if this worked. Okay, so let's enter. Oh, yeah. So now we enter our Windows 10 PC. We're gonna see if the DHCP server is up and working. So cmd ipconfig all. So here you have Reda local, DHCP enabled, yes, auto configuration enabled, yes, IP address. This was the first of the IP pool that we made. You know, DHCP server pool for this network. You can see lease obtained Sunday the 4th May at this time, and lease expires at this time because we entered one day. Default gateway, this is our router, DHCP server, DNS servers, and NetBIOS. Okay. So that was how you set up a DHCP server and a router and set up so that it works. Hello, in this video I want to place our Windows 10 PC in our newly created switch. So firstly we enter our router and we write ncpa.cpl, and this Ethernet we rename this to Reda servers, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna install another network access card or NIC on this router. So here you have now one, but we're gonna get more. So what we do is we right click our router, settings, add hardware, network adapter, and we want Reda remote. Now when we go back, you see you have another one. So here we made, I just want to show you, here we have the properties 10.100.0.1.255.255.255.0 10.100.0.11. We want to change this, but everything else will be the same. I'll show you how. Right click this, rename it to Reda remote, and then right click properties. We remove version 6 because in this exercise we only use version 4. Properties, we want, remember we are setting the IP address of the router, so this will be 10.200.0.1 would be 255.255.255.0. The default gateway is this, and our DNS server will be 10.100.1.11. So okay, now we set this up. Now we have to set up our DHCP Relay Agent. I will show you. So we go back to our, in the same router, and you press tools and routing and remote. Here you have it, and we want a new interface for Reda. I know what the issue is. The issue is that if you watch static routes and we press show IP routing table, we only have 10.100.0.0. We don't have the new one. So you have to right click here and disable. Sometimes if you make a change in your network, you have to stop the service and then restart it. So now configure enable routing and remote access. Next, custom NAT LAN start service. We also need to enter our DHCP server and enter a new pool. So now if we right click here, IPv static routes, and then show IP routing table, now we have 10.100 and 10.200. See, Reda service, Reda remote. And now we want to right click general and then new routing protocol, DHCP Relay Agent, new interface, Reda remote. And now we go into our DHCP server, tools, DHCP. And here we have the scope for 10.100.0.0. We want a new scope, so we right click on IPv4, new scope. Next, name Reda remote. Next, start IP. Let's do it like 10.200.0 and maybe 31. 10.200.0. 130, and we want 24. Next, one day. To add an IP address for a router used by clients, see 10.200.0.1. Yes. So now this should be correct. Okay. You right click DHCP Relay Agent. The DHCP Agent Relay Agent. The DHCP Relay Agent send messages to the server addresses listed below. DHCP server 10.100.0.21. Okay, now it should work. See, now it worked. So now our Windows 10 PC is on 10.200.0.31. This was the first address in our pool we created for the 200. Default gateway, correct. DHCP server, correct. DNS server, correct. Thank you.